welcome back to the channel.
Welcome.
It is day 20, I believe. Also, I was watching the previous vlogs and I have been miscounting the days on when we do the ending. I have like a little slide that says we'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas so and so, like for say last night, or yesterday's one said we'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas day 19, but then yesterday was Vlogmas 19, so it's supposed to say 20 but not 19. But anyways, I'll make sure I catch that. Anyways, so this vlog we are going to be doing gingerbread making. Obviously you can see Ben, he's making his face and doing that. We are going to be challenging each other.
I'm sorry guys.
So we're going to be challenging each other to see who will make the best Christmas gingerbread house.
Actually, we got 2 houses.
We got a mini village. We're gonna do 2.
Well, it's up to you. You want to just focus on one?
I don't know. We see. Maybe we'll do 2. Maybe we'll do 1 for the sake of time. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and set it out, and then we'll get started. Alright, so we set up the area. We decided we're just gonna do 1. I guess because the other one too has kind of it broke. Some pieces, yeah, some pieces kind of broke off. I mean, you probably could frost it together, but for time's sake we're just gonna do 1. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our gingerbread house. So let's see who will take on the cake.
Ginger.
Yeah,
Definitely not the most tasty.
I don't really eat gingerbread houses. I just like to make them. But to really separate the pieces, which that was hard in itself, because like you have to break it into pieces without trying not to break the whole thing. It's kind of solid.
It was very interesting.
Okay. Do you flip it like upside down, or you just do it like that? Like this?
I think it's
like that.
Yeah, I think it's just like with the whole.
Alright. You can use this frosting. I'll just use this one. I'll just use this one for now. Yeah.
I feel like I need my sidewalls up first. This is gonna be kind of interesting. Wait, is this the roof or that? Is this the roof or the?
That looks like the roof.
Oh, you might be. I think it is the roof.
I wonder. But what?
What are these small pieces for?
What small pieces? One, you know.
But my roof is so. I thought it was the edge of the house, but look at this. How's my roof bigger than the side of the?
Well, that's why the frosting fills it in.
This will be fun. Okay. Wow. I may lose.
We don't know. The people will decide.
Let the people decide.
Our followers will decide.
I need scissors. Luckily, I got my Gerber. My father would be proud.
So.
The weather. I hope the weather outside continues to shine.
Wiki wiki.
Some of you will get that reference. Some of you will be like, it's weird.
You guys used to build houses when you were growing up? Gingerbread houses?
You know, it wasn't necessarily something that we did a lot. We did it on occasion, but it wasn't something like, hey, it's Christmas time again, time to make gingerbread houses.
I mean, same. We'll do it for fun. It wasn't like all the time. Even like making cookies. We never did like do it with my mom, or she'll just bake the cookies and we'll just eat it.
I feel like I need to cut this more. Which means I should have centered my base.
I wish I could use
extra frosting is just snow.
Toothpick or something to like hold it up. So it's like falling.
The toothpick.
These are very, very mini homes. Target had all kinds. They had like make your own like surf shack. One make a Target. There was one that makes like your own football field.
That's pretty cool.
I thought that was cool. So we bought an extra container with like frosting, candy. So that kind of came in handy. That was a rhyme.
That was what?
That was kind of a rhyme.
Oh,
Extra candy came in handy.
He was a poet and you didn't know it.
I give credit to those who can actually use a little bit of frosting and actually have their gingerbread house hold up pretty well.
A little bit of frosting goes a long way.
Like mine's is already a mess and Ben's looks so clean.
I feel like I need to shave this. Walking around on, what's it called again? Streets. I've been having Disney songs in my head all day.
No! No!
Up in your fins, you don't get that far.
Yeah, this is a mess. This is this is nuts. How can it stay without it have less?
I'm actually worried about my
less
roof.
frosty.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yours on too. You have the end to make it nice and smooth. I don't, so.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So that's why it's a mess.
Well, in hindsight, we've learned that well, maybe this isn't a fair competition if I have this, but I mean, you kind of already used up that one. But you still have to beautify it, you know?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. Now the roof is going to be the issue. Now let's give it a nice little seal here.
Alright, you need to hurry up because I'm out of frosting.
She ran out of frosting.
So what's when with your family, what was your family tradition that you guys always did every year?
Our family tradition. Well, usually it always started with Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's take it back even before December even started, because usually by like right after Thanksgiving, my mother would be ready with that tree. Throw up the tree, get ready. We always played a specific Christmas album. To this day, she still plays it Even this past year she did with the fam. Some of my brothers and the sisters. Sister-in-laws, but they're sisters. So that's always something that we did together as a family. Decorate the tree, you know. That was always fun. And then, yeah, like I said, Christmas Eve, you know, we always had candlelight service at church. And funny story. One year, when I was about, if my mother watches this video, she'll probably correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say I was probably maybe 10 or 11. And during a candlelight service, I had the candle. And, you know, there's a time that comes when, you know, after everybody lit their candle, you know, we're closing in a word of prayer. And back in the day, I was actually super emo. Or not emo, but I had long hair. And I really, like, to the point where, like, I would keep it in front of my eyes like it was a cool thing. You question things in life sometimes. That's
Everybody had their days.
But anyways, so I went to go pray, and my hair was baking in the flame of the candle.
And you didn't notice?
No, I just started smelling something. Like, oh, it smelled horrible. It smelled so bad.
It's probably all the like gel and whatever.
And so that was fun. And from there on out, we had a rule to be careful of when you pray and have a candle. But coming back to tradition, after the candlelight service, we would always gather with people afterwards at the house. It was always a full house. People from the church, family, friends. I was talking to my mom a while ago. She always used to make a linguiça.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? Linguiça is pretty much like Portuguese sausage.
Yeah.
But it is Portuguese sausage. But we used to always call it linguiça. But it was some kind of like. Again, she's probably gonna correct me if she sees this. Not like a stew, but it was like it'd be like beans, but like instead of beans, it was like a I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Like a pork and beans kind of situation.
I don't know. It was really good though, and you put on little like mini rolls, and it was very delicious. But yeah, so that's something that we did Christmas Eve, and we always got to open one gift on Christmas Eve, which I actually always liked that tradition.
Yeah.
So we had to pick one gift, and Christmas was always fun. But for us, more than anything, we love the stockings, which is why to this day, stockings has always held a dear place in my heart.
I would say, yeah, back then, like, for us it was Christmas Eve. On my mom's side, we would have all my cousins, my aunties and uncles on my mom's side. We'll majority be up at my parents' house, and we'll have food, and we'll just hang out, play games, just be outside. The kids will be outside playing while the adults are just talking, and then we'll eat, and then we would kind of just wait until almost midnight, and we'll have either my Auntie Glory read the Christmas story, and then everybody was like pretty much all in the living room. And then once the Christmas story was done reading, then everybody in their own like families would open all their presents from like each other. So they'll bring their presents from their house, and then everybody would just open gifts all in the living room.
Super crazy.
Yeah.
Now, you told me this before.
Yeah.
She's pretty much telling you out there, but I mean, it sounds insane.
So
but awesome at the same time.
So that was like while we were growing up as little kids, and as we get older, you know, things change. We try to keep the tradition going as we're all together. There was a couple years where everybody was on their own, which that felt a little weird, but hey, everybody's making their own family traditions. We even did one year where everybody, like, we all pulled names, like the whole family. Like, what? Yeah, the whole family. Like, we pulled names. Like, if I had an uncle or an auntie, and then they had, you know, it wasn't like kids pulled kids' names or whatever. It was like everybody. So that was a fun Christmas. And then on Christmas, we would go to Nanny and Papa's house to open our presents on my dad's side. Sometimes my dad's brother, Uncle Tom, he would come open presents with us, and it was just all together. And then as time went by, when my papa passed, Nanny wouldn't cook anymore, so we would go to anywhere that had a crab legs buffet, because my papa loved crab legs. So we would go somewhere that had a good buffet with crab legs.
Which sounds amazing.
And crab legs right now, yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm like already decorating my house. You're not even there yet.
I'm sorry. You know I'm a horrible multitasker. We'd be talking. If I'm talking, I'm not focused on what I'm doing. If I'm focused on what I'm doing, I'm not talking. I'm horrible at multitasking, which is why, and Shai's learned, you need my attention when I'm doing something.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If not, you just talking to the wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love you.
But yeah, well, if you guys feel free, you guys want to, go ahead down in the comments. You can even share what's your guys' family tradition or your favorite family traditions.
Yeah, we'd love to know.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'd love to know.
What was your favorite thing that you got for Christmas? Could be back then, recent, from your family, not me.
My favorite thing. Man. Now that's a good question. It's a hard question. It all would depend on, I think, this is tough. I mean, I'm the kid that, let me share another story. I don't take any more time, but when I was really, really young, it didn't matter what I got. In fact, even if it wasn't for me, it was still a free game to open it. So when I was little, I would be ripping open anybody's present. Like, even there's a video of me opening on Christmas morning, and I ended up cracking one of my dad's gifts, and it was some straight up whitey tidies, you know what I mean? It was just some underwear, and I'm like, yes, underwear. It wasn't even mine. So, but anyways, so I feel like a lot of stuff, you know, it was very specific to whatever I was passionate about at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this: one of my favorite things isn't necessarily like, I don't know. I really enjoyed. My dad was always very creative with the bigger items.
Yeah.
In fact, we had to usually work for it.
Yeah, he does like riddles.
Riddles.
I think that's cool.
And we had to like run around the whole house try to find it. So we always had good fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we always enjoyed. So I definitely enjoyed doing that. A specific item, man, I'm having a hard time. But usually, I'll tie it more specific to a memory. Go on a scavenger hunt and try to find something. I remember one year, it was when I was a little older, and I always wanted a Microsoft Surface, and especially going into even going into college. and that actually I used it heavily in college for a couple of years, or maybe a year or so. I think there's too many items based off of however old I was at the time that I really enjoyed. But that would be me. Sorry if I didn't really answer the question.
It's okay. I think for me, yeah, it definitely plays to where, you know, what age. I mean, can I remember back then when I was small and remember the toys or whatever other things I got? Vaguely.
I know, I'm horrible.
I'm
struggling, I'm not gonna lie.
But I did enjoy them, that I know for sure.
There's some Holly berries.
I used to love my horses. I was always excited to get new horses. Toy horses.
A horse is a horse, of course.
I think I know of one for sure in my teenage years. I was really happy with my jade bracelet. Back then it was the in thing. We all had like jade bracelets. I had the Hawaiian bracelets. Now that's the one thing I did wish I kind of got when I was a teenager, because all the girls, all my cousins got their Hawaiian bracelets with their Hawaiian names on them, but I never had one. I maybe had one when I was like a baby, but I never had one when I was like a teenager. But I was happy that I got my jade bracelet from my parents. And I still remember how it looks like. It was a dark green jade, not the light one.
And you know what, at the end of the day, like, what I find is interesting is, like, sometimes, you know, out of all the Christmases you have, like, you don't really necessarily remember the things you get, right? Like, which just goes to show you how fleeting material things are, unless it's tied to, like, you know, something of sentiment, right? Yeah. Like the jade bracelet is more than just a toy. Because even when I think back, I'm like, I don't remember a lot of the things that I got, but what I do remember is the memories that are tied to the things, you know?
Yep.
Which really kind of emphasizes the fact that, you know what, the gifts never should be the priority anyways. It's just a bonus. It's just really a bonus. Because if we're all being honest, I really think that usually when we talk about Christmas, and I mean, obviously, yes, it's all about Jesus and his birth and why he came to this earth so that we could have a life of freedom and salvation and joy and everything that's tied to his character. But I think when you share about Christmas and any of the holidays, like there's just moments that are tied to it all. Like, it's more about the moment and less about the things. Right. Yeah. So I think that's what's awesome about it. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that.
As a man of the house.
Me? That's what I am. Just kidding. Just kidding.
What is?
Not that serious, I promise.
I mean, we have been married for about 5 years now. We're almost going to be
about 5 years.
Yes, 5 years.
It's already 5 years.
Yes, 5 years.
Yeah. So it's 5 years. About 5 years would be 4.
We are 5 years. We are 5 years together.
We could even say about 6 years. Just kidding. Anyway.
You know, we have Rayla, and she's 1. Well, 1.5 now. And I know for us, like, we kind of almost started a tradition for us for Christmas, which was to buy each other PJs.
Yeah.
And we open it the night before Christmas so that we wear it. So that's kind of like our thing.
That is our thing.
What is a family tradition that you would kind of want to do now with Rayla?
I mean, I think for me, obviously, like, there's certain things that I would love. Naturally, and everybody knows this, right? Like, there's things that you carry over from your traditions that you grew up with, and then there's new traditions that you want to start. But for me, I think a staple would always be grounding Christmas, and every time I thought of Christmas and whenever Christmas approaches, that sounds so cliche, but like the true meaning of Christmas, right? Like,
yeah.
So for me, I think tradition would still be staying grounded to the fact that, coming back to what it's really all about. We, growing up, like Shai was saying too, right? Like she did with her family, I did with mine. So before we could touch anything, any present, we would read the Christmas story in the Bible. So I think that would definitely be a tradition that I would continue on with Rayla as a family. That as we move forward, and what I've realized even growing up, that, you know, I always thought we had it all together, but really God always just provided for us. And the more we got older, the more my parents would be open about how things were, but God always took care of us. And I think, man, I gotta stop talking. but anyways, I got a simple house over here. So anyways, so that'd be probably the one that comes to mind, that, you know, bring it back to Christ. You can't, it sounds cheesy, but you can't spell Christmas without Christ. And we live in a world that wants to X out Christ. It's no longer Christmas, it's Xmas. And for me, it shouldn't be that way. So we have, each and every one of us, no matter how you lead your home, like you get to set your culture. You get to set, you know, the values in which you stand by. So for me, we hold a high value on Christ, and especially when it comes to Christmas. So that would probably be mine. Hopefully that's not.
All right. Well, we are done.
Indeed we are.
So here is Ben's. And here's mine. Just kidding. This is Ben's. This is mine. Technically, he had the better advantage because his piping
It's true.
was better. He had the funnel thing. I just literally did it with plastic.
Well, you started rough. You were
Yeah.
able to use this later, but because your foundation was kind of like
It was very rough. But
so it's kind of hard.
it's done. Hey, sometimes the outside could look pretty bad, but you don't know what the inside looks like. Sorry, this is bad.
That's a sermon right there.
Here's Ben's up close. Look at that. There's like detail.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I took some. Looking at the box here was helpful.
You disqualified. I didn't even look at the box.
Well,
I just went all by look.
I had inspiration. Like, it has literally slits in there. So how do you not?
You're wrong. No, I was kidding.
Hey, you want to win? That's up to you.
I'm just kidding. All right, guys, go ahead. It won't hurt my feelings if you guys vote for his one better, but it's okay. Be honest.
No, yes.
You guys can.
Maybe you could win.
Go ahead
easily.
and put A for Shai's house and B for Ben's house. Or you could put S for Shai's house and B for Ben's house. Whatever works. Go ahead and vote. That was fun.
That was, and actually, I can't imagine if we did a whole house. I think the mini house was the way to go.
It was.
Because, well, we were talking a lot, and I get distracted when I talk, so.
Yeah, the mini ones are way better, I feel like.
Well, and you could literally do, technically, you could do 4 people. You know, you can have literally 4 people do a house.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I wish, one time I remember Christmas or Christmas Eve, like back then we were small. My mom has a picture. All of us cousins was decorating this one house, the gingerbread house. That was fun. That was crazy, but that was fun.
Some of them are pretty big.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. There's our gingerbread
Gingerbread
house
challenge.
So go ahead, comment down below who you think is the best.
And if you've made a gingerbread house, take a picture and share it with us.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you it looks probably better than. I mean, I don't ginger much, but when I do, I try to do this.
Okay. Alright, somebody needs to go to bed. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this vlog, and we're almost there. We're 5 more days
Countdown to
until
Christmas.
Vlogmas is done. I hope you guys had a great day so far. Whatever time you're watching this, during the day, night, whatever time. We love and appreciate you guys so much, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 21.
21.
Alright, he needs to go to bed.
Bye.
Bye.